Hi, I'm Chelsea. I'm my alcoholic, and I'm going to talk for the majority of the time, but I do have my video to go along with my talk. So, a couple of warnings. Um, I am working on a video about my drinking career. It's not finished yet, but I'm going to present this in a while, in a couple months. So I'm not going to talk a lot about my drinking because I'm going to do that later. But I want to talk about my life living with a disability because I've discovered not a lot of people have gone with someone with a disability. Yes, I believe the only way to be different is by education. So, but I am going to relate it to drinking. So, um, first of all, my story starts on the day of my birth. Of course, everyone can say their story starts on the day of their birth, but something happened that would something happened of my life. My mom was sent to tour giving birth to me, and I was born unconscious as a result of my brain was damaged, and that brain damage is called cerebral palsy. Cerebral palsy is a disability where but the brain signals get all messed up when they go to my muscles, act all weird, but there's absolutely nothing technically wrong with the muscles. It's the way the brain works. About 50% of cerebral palsy also have an intellectual disability. So I was fortunate that 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 my intelligence wasn't affected, and a lot of people with severe CP like I have, the majority have their intellectual disability, but I was just really fortunate that I wasn't affected like that. Story is a I use this analogy when I talk about my life. I'm like a round peg in a square hole. Notice I said round peg in a square hole. I did say square peg can never fit in a round hole. But a round peg, if you work at it, you can. And that's been the story of my life. Is I've never quite fit, but I've always been able to make it work. Um, starting when I was in preschool. I need to go to preschool. I was 5 years, but the people said, we think it would be a good idea if she went because it would help her development. So right away, I this program isn't quite meant for her, but this is the best we can do. course, um, I went to a summer camp, and again, it was for disabilities, but they said, she'll get something out of it, and it's the best we can do. And even today, I go to a day program, and the majority of in the day program have like, but they said, it's the best thing you can do. It will get her out and about, and so, and even when I moved into the group home, the first thing they said is, Chelsea, you're not our typical client, and we're going to respect that. And so, that's it's kind of been hard throughout my life because I've never seen people, but they didn't really understand my disability. And I would hang out with disabled people, and most of the time I went so far advanced, couldn't really relate. So a lot of my life I was hanging around the adults because that's where I fit in the best. But when you're a child, adults don't want you around a lot of the time. Can't fit in there either. So, but I've always tried to make it work. Like I was mature enough to understand that, people were trying to make it work. Um, and it, my speech, it's really hard with my speech because, um, I think the brain is wired. If there's an abnormal speech pattern, then I think the brain automatically assumes that that person is not intellectually competent. Because I know when I look pattern, I automatically assume they're not. And I should know better than everyone else. But again, my brain just makes that assumption. And it's really hard because when I get upset, my speech goes haywire. So you can't understand me at all. So I know that. So I try really hard not to get upset because I know if I do, I'm just making myself look bad. And like, it, it's not worth it. But I always say my intellectual capabilities is a double-edged sword because yes, I'm really smart and know a lot, but because I am smart, I know when people are making fun of me. I know when they're laughing at me, but my speech makes it almost impossible for me to say something. So I just kind of have to sit there and take it. And it's a double-edged sword. I tell people, I almost with disability because then I wouldn't know when people make fun of me. But my parents always get mad when I say that you are retarded. And from that day on, I knew to stick up for myself really wouldn't do any good. Because one of I don't try to educate people opportunities like this one to talk to people that will listen to me. I try to educate people because I believe that education is the only way to improve things for people with disabilities. So that's why I'm talking a lot of why when I share, I talk a lot about my disability because I just want to educate people. And I used to walk, and my walk was funny. And here I have a video of me walking. So I'm going to share it. Is it on?
It's not playing.
All right. Okay, here's a video of me walking. I walked for 95 years. I'm 39 years young, so I haven't walked for 45 years. Um, so yeah, but even when I walked, I walked differently. And when I was growing up, people would walk behind me like the way I walked, and that was really hard. Like, because it was my normal. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but then people would make fun of it, and then I would realize, oh yeah, I'm different. It's I did like the video that I watched for 35 years, and I just recently found out that people with my disability are the people that could walk 10% will lose that ability by the time they're 40. So it's very to lose that ability. And like I say, I made it till I was 35, so I think I did pretty good. And with my disability, the the body, move like it does. You saw me walking, the body isn't meant to move that way. So our body wears out a lot faster than other and so we lose abilities a lot faster than other people. Um, I heard it. A physical therapist explained it to me like there's big muscles and for people with cerebral palsy, our big muscles are impaired. So the small muscles, but those small muscles aren't meant to do that work. So they wear out a lot faster than able-bodied people. So, but it's really hard to like see like things you could do when you were younger to not be. When I was 18, I could walk a mile by myself. I used to tell my mom, "Oh, I'm going for a walk. I'll see you soon." And to not be able to do that is really hard. I've taken it a lot better than most people because I've had an electric wheelchair since I was 13. So I already had the wheelchair. I just gradually depended on it a lot more than I used to. Um, so, um, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But my drinking really accelerates deterioration. 'Cause I could walk before I started drinking, but after I started drinking, I kind of lost that, and because I was sitting around in my doing anything, so I lost that ability. But and the reason I kind of started drinking, there was a lot of reasons, but the main one, the one that I think Trump, I couldn't keep up with my peers, and like for the first time in my life, I wasn't able to do the peers did, and that was really difficult because I went to college and I graduated top of my class. I was second in class, and I thought, oh yeah, I'll get a job. I'll, no problem. And I knew my disability would be a challenge. Hey, whatever I can't do because of my disabilities, I'll be able to make up for with what I did in school. But but I learned very quickly, you know, it doesn't work out like that in employment. Like every job I applied for, I could do almost everything, but there was always something I couldn't quite do. Like I thought I could do computer work. I'm like, yeah, I'm good at computers. I can do computer work. Well, I found out that most jobs that involve computer work also involve answering the phone. And I couldn't do that because of my speech. So, and like job after time talking to people. And I'm like, you know what, guys? Why? Why? And again, I don't believe in God, but it's just easier to talk in those terms. I don't know what, who, and a lot of people say, oh, you're just mad at God because you have disability. And I'm like, no, like, yes, I'm mad at the universe, but like, I'm not, I'm not really mad at God because you have to believe in Him to be mad. Believe it. So, and some people with my type of disability, they got it because the doctor messed up. And they can be mad at the doctor. But in my case, mine was just a freak accident. No one messed up. It was just something that occasionally happens. So I'm like, sometimes I'm like, why? Why can't someone mess up? So then I could be mad at someone. But I can't be mad at anyone because it's something that happened. It's, I'm talking about being mad, but technically, I tell people 99% of the time I'm okay with my disability. I got some amazing opportunities because of my disability. I lived in Chicago because I majored in disability studies, and that wouldn't have happened had I not been disabled. So I'm not mad at all, but there is that 10% where I'm just like, you know what? I'm pissed. And a lot of people with disabilities, they say, oh, I never asked why me. And I think that's bullshit because everyone has those dark days where they're like, why me? So, and, oh, and during my drinking, that 10%, I became stuck in that 10%. And that's, when you're drunk, you really don't do anything. But now I'm past it, and now I can be grateful for my disability and a lot of other things in my life. So, I think I talked enough. Like I said, I didn't really talk a lot about my drinking, but I think in a couple months I'm going to